All right, why don't we get started? So today we're gonna do robots presentations. So I'm gonna stall and talk for a little bit, maybe next 10 minutes. I hope at that point you can work on your getting a link to your robot presentation up and paste it in here for this. Um, or else if it's PowerPoint you can upload that or something. We'll have you come up here and present from the podium. Again, there's two of you. I'm fine if one of you or both of you want to present, either way. I am pretty flexible on these presentations. So in my mind, this is a learning activity, a participation activity. So if you're here today and you are going to present, you will get full points for this presentation here. I'm not going to be grading on your graphics, although I expect you to have some fun graphics, or your professionalism of the presentation, although I expect this to be educational and maybe entertaining would be helpful too. I expect it to be 5 minutes. I will be watching my clock, but you will still get full points if it's not 5 minutes. I will just have a disappointed face as I give you your full points there. So you just have to live with my disappointing face with that if you don't, get full points there. So that's what we're. So again, we really want to make this a learning activity, so where it's kind of fun. You get to share some information about your robot with each other and with me as we go. So that's why we'd like you to post a link to your presentation here. Online students have until Sunday to post their presentation. And again, online students, I'm pretty flexible on how you want to do this. If you just want to do a screen capture or a cell phone or anything like that to talk about it, I'm fine. Post it to YouTube or Loom or one of these things, and just share a link to the presentation. If you put it in here, then the other students can also watch it later on for this. So besides submitting it, it'd be really nice if you could post it in here. So that's our goal for this. So again, post a link through this and we'll go through and do some of these presentations now. Why are we talking about humanoid robots here? So a couple reasons. I just want to point out that I think my feeling is that robotics is really going to be changing in the next 5 years, that we're really seeing a change. And the reason I say this is I think we have kind of changed how we do robotics to be more machine learning and neural networks. When I was doing robotic stuff or working with robots and stuff, 10, 20 years ago, it was just so hard and so complicated because it was an engineering and a programming job. And we just programmed everything. So like just the fact that if you had a robot with a hand and you wanted to grab something off of a desk there, that was like 4 huge engineering problems. First, it was the vision system or the sensor system where you had to just identify where something is and how far it was, and in 3-dimensional space get its location there. So that alone was a challenge in programming for this. Then you had to figure out where your arm was and develop a plan for how you would move to get it. And that planning with what we call kinematics and laying out this plan was, again, very complicated. A lot of algorithms and a lot of researchers trying to figure out how to move this multi-jointed hand from here to here. Then once you figured out that plan, implementing that plan, the delays and we have little motors or what we call servos that will rotate and control this, and coordinating all those so you could grab this. Programming that all sort of interaction was hard, a lot of calculations of distances to time and reevaluating and again, often we didn't change it. I mean, we would just calculate all and try to grab it, and we wouldn't adjust it along the way. If someone moved the object, we would just grab, miss it in space and stuff like that. It was a lot of programming and a lot of physics and math there. Now, today, we're seeing a lot more of neural networks and machine learning, where like a common approach is to have teleoperated robots where you have a human running this robot arm remotely, and the robot learning or watching the pattern. So you have a human using an arm to pick, or a fake arm. Some of these robots you actually have these little sensors, so you can go like this with them and grab things or walk, and the robot will mirror this kind of what we call teleoperated stuff. And we've had a lot of experience with teleoperated stuff now in the last 20 years, so we can do that. And so now you can have the machine watch that and learn from it, and you can kind of have a neural network and machine learning take the place of a lot of these algorithms. It reminds me of language models. I was just looking again at Alexa and programming Alexa. And with Alexa, when you talk to Alexa, it's just such a pain because you have to program all these every language possibility. So if you want Alexa to tell you like what's the temperature outside, you have to, or what the weather is outside, you have to program the words and then the blanks, like what is the blank outside, what is the temperature, or what is the weather, and you have to list out all the different combinations. Often when we program Alexa, we'll list 50 different ways someone can say something, and still people come up with saying it's with some other template or language. And large language models now have replaced that. We're doing this a whole different way because of it. And again, I think robotics we'll see a change in the next 5 years, similar to what we've seen with language models and that sort of stuff. It'll be interesting to see if that happens or not. Also, the underlying, I mean, we used to just not have the equipment, the batteries, the servos or something like that. I know when Tesla started working on their robot 5 years ago, they said, oh, we're just going to use off the shelf motors and servos and stuff like that to make this go faster. They went and looked, and they just were not able to find servos and motors and stuff for robotics that were good enough. And so they ended up building their own stuff. And then once someone like Tesla starts building, and then lots of other places are then saying, oh, we can mimic, we can start doing this. And so we've seen a lot better the actual physical devices, the motors, the servos, all this sort of stuff has really been ramping up. So now that might seem very far away. So I wanted to point out an example. So I was working with two of our undergrad researchers, and we were just yesterday, the day before, talking to Arshia Khan at UMD. Arshia used to teach at St. Scholastica. She was my colleague for 10, 15 years, and now she's over at UMD. But she's been doing a lot of work on deploying humanoid robots in nursing homes. In fact, when we were talking to her a couple of days ago, she was contacting us from South Dakota. She and her graduate student research team will be spending the next 3 months, it sounds like, in South Dakota at a couple of nursing homes, setting up these humanoid robots. And that her research is not that much on the developing the robots, but really human interaction with this robot, particularly people in nursing homes, people with dementia, how this human computer or human robot interaction area. So it's a really interesting mix of computers, healthcare, and social ideas for this and her research. So she's been doing that, and it's really interesting. So again, a lot of some of this work is not that far away. We're going to this summer go over to be visiting her lab and that sort of stuff. So Okay, have I stalled long enough? So we're trying to get people to list their presentations up here. So that's your job, is try to get your presentations listed here. That link again is in unit 13, the 3115 robot presentation sheet that brings this up, and you should be able to hopefully paste a link to the presentations. So why don't we work through this and start getting started? So just come up here, put up your presentation, and we can go from there. We'll just go through in order here. So like we can have Henry and Mateen go first for this stuff. So again, you can come up here. I'm going to leave this recording so that the online students can watch this later on. Sound good? You want to go?
Sure.
Okay. What?
We're up there.
Yes, the screen is being shared. Yes, screen sharing is on and recording is on there. So next move this away. Keeps up the light off then. Good to go?
All right, so me and Mateen, we had the mobile Aloha. So there's a picture of it there. What it is a system for imitating mobile manipulation tasks that are bimanual and require whole body control. And this can include doing basic household chores, such as cooking shrimp, and can give high fives. So just some specs about it. Bottom right is the official specs, and I did a little conversions. So it's about 165 pounds. It can reach all the way up to about 6.5 feet, reach down about 2 feet above the base, and reach as far away as over 3 feet from itself. And autonomously, it can move at speeds of like walking speed, 1.42 meters a second. So how it works, it uses imitation learning from human provided demonstrations. Eventually, after enough of the imitation learning, it can complete specific tasks autonomously. It uses teleoperation, so a human can control it physically or remotely, as well as autonomously. And then it uses collected data sets on specific robot hardware platforms. So here's our website. So this is autonomous, no one's controlling it, it's doing it by itself. And then here's just a bunch of other skills I taught to do, such as wipe wine, call an elevator, and use cabinets. Then here's someone actually teleoperating it. So after enough trials, all the data, it should be able to do it autonomously by itself.
Like this, I think it's gonna, it's watching a human do it,
Mm-hmm.
and it's learning from
Yep.
that. This is a great example of that.
So then it shows about after a certain amount of trials, it's able to figure out how to do it by itself effectively. And so the importance of teleoperating, as you can, so the first graph on the left side here, with no code training, you can see success rate is not even 50%. It's barely half successful. Then when they code train it, they can get all the way up to 90%. And then for over here on the right side, these two graphs, this shows here, like the creators of the Aloha, how they're able to do it consistently at like an expert level, or for them, it's an expert level. And how if you gave it to someone like anyone here, we can figure it out and do just as good after 5 trials. So it's very user-friendly and easy to pick up on, even if you have no experience. So the cost, their whole thing was this is very cost-effective. It's $32,000, including onboard power. And compared to similar robots like the PR2 down here and the Tiago over here, those can cost up to $200,000. And then the mobile base, the main part that moves the machine is $7,000. And yeah, their whole thing is they wanted to give it to like researchers to help them out. And it's definitely a lot. I mean, it's expensive, but it's a lot cheaper compared to the alternatives. Yeah.
Robot that's good for research.
Any questions?
Okay, another rule on this is that we've gotta ask the question before we can move on. There, so every time you do this, we have to have a question, otherwise it's gonna drag on forever. So make sure you're ready.
I'm ready.
Okay. Yes.
So you said shrimp? Can it only cook shrimp?
I mean, that seems like what they had a program to do, but I bet if they took the time and probably throw some chicken on.
How long does it take to train it on a task? Like, did you get buried?
Yeah, so if we go back to the site here. And yeah, these were created by a Stanford student, so definitely smarter than me, but so yeah, like it said it took 9 trials for it to figure out how to wipe wine. So yeah, so probably not that long.
Hundreds.
No.
Anything like that.
And I think there might be multiple and they're able to like share data between each other, so that helps too.
Right, and that's what I think what will help also is once we start, it's kind of like Tesla and their self-driving cars. Once they get cars out there and driving.
Yeah, they can all share data and they can.
They're collecting a lot of it, and then ChatGPT, once now everyone's using ChatGPT, so they're getting a lot more training data simply by people out in the real world, so. Just here, just in time, good job. All right, thanks.
I got it.
So. Yes, okay, we don't have a Julie or Lauren today. James, Jocelyn, you have something?
So here's our question, but when I like put the link in and you go to it, it like all goes away. Like the none of the text, but. Yeah. But when I go into the link in and I. put the
Right.
link, it's like-
Yeah. And what are you doing?
This one, Canva.
Can you? Or.
Yeah, I can download it. Yeah.
Okay, why don't you try that?
Okay.
Okay, and we'll keep going. And then try to download it to a PDF. It won't, yeah, and then upload the PDF to like Google Drive. Try that. Okay. So, Addison, Jeffrey, want to give us an update?
Or that's what Chris was saying last time.
But it's being replaced by Atlas 2.
You know, but like.
Yes. Hardcore.
You want just to the slide you made? You can go like every.
Okay. You ready?
Yeah, so hi, I'm Madison,
I'm Jeffrey.
and we did our presentation on Phoenix, which is Sanctuary AI's general purpose robot. Here's a video of what the robot is. It's like a humanoid robot that specializes in using like human-like hands to do tasks. So here it's just dropping some balls into a jar.
What is Phoenix? It's a humanoid robot. It's general purpose and it's powered by an AI control system. And made by Sanctuary AI, founded in 2018. Their mission was to create the world's first human-like intelligent general purpose robots that help us work more safely, efficiently, and sustainably, helping to address the labor challenges facing many organizations. And the co-founders established Sanctuary AI as a safe place for those with a shared passion for AI and robotics to collectively work on the challenge of building a human-like brain and system that is capable of executing human-like tasks in a safe way.
So here's some characteristics of Phoenix. This is currently their 6th generation of their robot, It's about 5'7" in height, and it's about 155 pounds. It's estimated that it can carry about like 55 pounds of weight, and it's made to have human-like features like hands and legs, which are fine-tuned for dexterity.
What makes Phoenix unique? It's made to augment the human workforce for safety, and it's pilotable by a human or it can be just used by itself. Patented hand-eye coordination system. It's trained using teleoperation, so it's hooked up to an operator that trains the movement so it can learn how to do those tasks. And it uses hydraulics for hands, so it has class-leading strength, dexterity, and speed.
So here's some things we like about Phoenix. It's quite versatile. It's claimed to be able to do about 110 retail tasks. It was basically taken to this automobile shop and it was told to do a bunch of different stuff. So like packing, labeling, cleaning, folding, and tagging. It's also adaptive. It continually learns new tasks with the use of like a pilot and it also has good hand-eye coordination for a robot.
Here's a video of it doing just a whole bunch of different tasks.
So it just picked like a blueberry off the tree or something. So it shows it can handle like more fine movements.
The flaws of Phoenix. It's a humanoid form, so it's generally less efficient compared to other robot designs. It's expensive. The hand hydraulics cause leakage, and just working with hydraulics causes a lot of money for research and development. And it's research and development intensive.
And then in the image, we have a picture of one of Boston Dynamics robots, which shows it has wheels instead of legs. And for something like a factory or something with level flooring, wheels probably are better working, but the legs can do stuff like go upstairs and different kinds of stuff like that.
I mean, I'd say it's interesting to see because there's a lot of talk in this field now, humanoid or not, wheels or not, and why. And so, the argument for humanoid with hand, with things and is that the world, our world basically, we designed it for ourselves. So I mean, our chairs, our stairs, everything is good, is designed for humans shape. So having a human shape kind of helps, but there are other places, where wheels might, be a better choice. So I'm kind of interested as we go to see how many of these, how human-like these robots are. Questions?
So we saw it doing like really delicate tasks. Can it do like more like really physically intense tasks that like maybe our like hand strength couldn't do, but like its hand strength could?
It depends. It has it said it had like a payload of 55 pounds, so there's a limit, but it could probably do a few more things than like regular humans can.
All right. Sounds good, thank you. Great, so now you want to go next? Okay, what we can maybe do is just have you log in on that computer and bring it up. How's that?
Yeah.
We'll do that. We'll do it at the end, but then I just log off. You can log in. And we'll do that. Okay.
Okay, we had the four-year GR1. It's mass-produced humanoid robot with highly bionic torso, human-like motion control, 54 degrees of freedom, and a peak joint torque of 230 Newton meters. They can walk briskly, avoid obstacles, descend slopes, and withstand disruptions, making it suitable for artificial general intelligence.
The company is located in Shanghai, China. It's founded in 2015. The company creates robots that can use for different kinds of purposes for work and also daily activities, especially their focus is in healthcare system. And they are hoping to innovate better robots in healthcare area to help elderly can manage their life better way.
So while the cost of these robots is not disclosed yet, generally advanced humanoid robots like the Fourier GR1 can cost anywhere from tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands of dollars.
The robots that created by this company, they are human-sized. They are 5 feet and 5 inch tall, the same tall as me, and their weight is 110. They can lift weight like the same size as their own, and also they have they are equipped with sensors and that they are able to move their hands like human. That's one of the special thing about these robots. And also they have the visual sensors that they can watch the arounds and yes.
So some other features include 54 degrees of freedom across this body, which allows for a wide range of motion and maneuverability, a peak joint torque of 230 Newton meters, which provides high agility and dexterity for navigating various terrains and avoiding obstacles, dynamic coordination self-balance algorithm, which enables the robot to maintain balance in unstable environments without assistance. It has 4 motion modes and an extensive offline action library, which allows for pre-programmed movements and the ability to learn new ones. It has natural human gait walking pattern, which improves stability, head stabilization for better vision, and energy efficiency. It's got a circular microphone array for speech recognition, which enables natural language processing and voice interaction. Visual environmental perception, which uses depth cameras and AI vision to identify objects and people, allowing for obstacle avoidance and object manipulation. It's equipped with ChatGPT-like multimodal large language models, as well as advanced semantic knowledge, natural language processing, and logical reasoning for the automation of robot tasks. It also has a built-in emotional system and high-resolution curved display to allow for natural human-robot interaction.
What makes this robot unique? The first thing, these robots focusing on caregiving and also physical therapy. And the second is they are able to move and interact like human naturally. And emotion AI, they are using AI to recognize and respond like human being, and also balance and walking capabilities. They are equipped with advanced technologies that they are able to walk and also capable of navigating different environment, assisting with mobility issue, especially in healthcare part.
So some dislikes about the Fourier GR1 is it has an unsettling appearance, which causes concern for its potential health-related tasks. The patients are already experiencing anxieties about their health, so an unfriendly looking robot might exacerbate these anxieties. The expensive cost of the Fourier GR1 robot might limit accessibility and opportunities for this robot to contribute to society mainstream. Since this robot might be implemented into a healthcare space in the near future, there are ethical concerns in terms of privacy and security with the medical data processed or picked up by the Fourier GR1. Autonomy and control over the robot's movements, especially around the elderly, is important if this robot will be used in the healthcare field.
What we likes about this robot, the company is hoping that these things happening in the future. It's not happening. Like capabilities or caregiving and also physical therapy. It will be a huge difference in patients' life in the future. It's the second one is also it's impressive in healthcare innovation. It will make much easier for patients that they can manage their life, especially elderly people, and also general purpose. The company is hoping that not just focus in healthcare area and also focusing in other area. And here is an example of the robots, how they move.
I don't like walks.
Yeah.
Any question?
All right, questions? I want to know more about emotion. So it was supposed to be reading your emotions. Does it try to emote certain feelings?
Yeah, we kind of couldn't find much sources about the actual like face part of it. We saw this one picture where it had a screen like implementation on the face part, but there wasn't a ton of like sources on that quite yet.
Yeah, next week when you talk about AGI, we'll start talking about emotion a little bit in robots and stuff. And
Yeah.
when our Shia deals a lot with that sort of stuff with elderly, so I just was wondering, yeah, okay. Thank you. All right,
Okay.
not yet. Max, Vince?
So we did our presentation on Pepper Robot. Pepper is a humanoid robot known for its ability to read human emotions and interact socially. It stands approximately 120 centimeters tall, or roughly 5 feet, and has a tablet on its chest for interaction. Pepper is designed to engage with people through conversation and its touchscreen. So some features of Pepper. Pepper stands 120 centimeters tall and weighs 28 kilograms. It features a touchscreen on its chest and is equipped with voice and facial recognition technology used to interact naturally with humans. Its primary role is to assist and provide companies in various public and customer service settings. Pepper is enhanced with cutting-edge technology that allows it to perceive emotions by analyzing voice tones and facial expressions. This enables Pepper to engage in meaningful interactions, adapting its behavior based on the mood and responses of the people around it.
That sounds like a fun. It sounds.
No, it's fun. While Pepper enhances customer experience and supports staff in repetitive tasks, it's important to notice limitations. Pepper is not designed for tasks requiring heavy physical labor. Its strength lies in its ability to interact and assist in communication-heavy environments. As technology advances, robots like Pepper will become even more integrated into our daily lives. Future enhancements may expand Pepper's capabilities, making it even more versatile in various professional and personal environments. References.
So do you think that Pepper could theoretically be used for more anxiety patients or people who might not
Yeah,
comfortable with certain situations?
yeah, because it's really like an emotional kind of like robot for like support and stuff and helping people like in that way. So yeah.
I mentioned her Shia and her work in care homes. She has a number of Pepper, that's one of her main robot platforms.
Oh, really?
We were just talking to her the other day and she was saying that she's not happy with Peppers anymore. They're kind of out of date and haven't been updated.
Oh.
From the other one, so, but that's where they've been using it. So. All right, thank you. All right, Jake, and Ethan.
All right, so we had the
Happy robot.
Yeah. It's called Walker, created by Ooptech. And so they're located in China. And they're kind of the leading force in humanoid and smart service robotics, and costs $960,000. 145 centimeters is the height, and 77 kilograms is how much it weighs. And it has 36 total degrees of freedom, which it means like it can rotate its like hips, joints in like 36 different directions is what it means. And it also has the i7 processor, and also it has smart home adaptability. If you have the smart home set up at your house, you can like connect to it and like it can control like your house, so which is cool. And only has a 2-hour battery life. So.
And it also takes 2 hours to recharge.
Yes, that too. Yeah, so
Wow.
yeah. It was created in 2019. A unique feature that we found is that it has a built-in navigation system, allowing it to be more effective in like external environments.
And then we have a little video of Walker.
Is that volume?
So that's just a few of the things that Walker can do. So some pros and cons of Walker is the high amount of degrees of freedom. It's able to move in a lot of directions, do a bunch of various activities. The visual and navigation system, which we saw in the video, it's able to see, you know, color, depths, contours, and make it super easy to move around like your house or whatever external environment it's in. The main like selling point of this is its maneuverability and practicality within homes and doing tasks around someone's house. So it has super good hand-eye coordination. As you can see, I was able to unscrew the bottle and hand it to the kid. It's also capable of drawing, playing games, and doing yoga. Some of the cons are that it's really expensive. It's very complex and complicated to repair. Some of the reviews online stated that it just got a new update and there's still, you know, it worked out a lot of flaws it had previously, but there's always going to be something changing and different, and then as well as the battery life. Then the biggest real world applications are at-home assistance. So like if someone has limited mobility and can't, you know, go to the kitchen and get themselves a glass of water, Walker could do that for them. As well as helping out with chores around the house. It can even function outside on grass. We saw it go up slopes and upstairs in the video, but it could go outside on grass, which is pretty cool. The image capture and transmission. So that face that Walker has, it's able to see your facial expressions and emotions and then reciprocate an appropriate, hopefully an appropriate response back. It's also able to function in a manufacturing line, such as like an automobile warehouse. Yeah, these are our references. Do you guys have any questions? Yeah.
Can you tell us the design idea behind the face of the design? I find it a little fun.
Yeah. I noticed that on their, you know, on the website and a lot of the pictures of it, it just has the same exact face. But we don't know. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Hi. Hey, Miles, how you doing?
Good.
Good.
Game design was fun today.
Reese training you today?
He has an asterisk next to his name on here. No. So didn't even put his name on the slide. Yeah, so I have, I'm not gonna brag, the best robot here. This is Atlas, Boston Dynamics, bipedal humanoid robot, developed in 2013 by Boston Dynamics, retired this year. Then there's some of Boston Dynamics robots, founded in 1992. They just make robots. They're owned by Hyundai. And then cost, not terrible, but pretty expensive. Their Atlas is about 150,000, and then I think Spot is their cheapest robot right now, which is the yellow dog-like guy. About half that. So Atlas is kind of huge. 6 foot, 350 pounds. Really advanced like LiDAR cameras, antennas, has removable hands. So this is in parkour mode right now, which don't want to break those fragile grabbing hands. Yeah. But they kind of only used it to showcase parkour. So I got some gifts there. Which I mean, that's 350 pounds moving. That's pretty impressive. I also did some dancing. Yeah. And gets bullied. Yeah. Yeah, as he should. That's right. Doesn't always get the job.
Maybe so much of cat videos. Fun where the tail, fun side is,
Yeah. I mean, that's all I have, so.
Did you, no, so it's been retired, right? Just
Yeah,
this year?
yeah.
Right.
Like, yeah,
Yeah.
so it was like as I was assigned this.
Yeah, right. Well, yeah, because when I looked at it, I thought, oh, this is still up there,
Yeah.
still fine, and since I put it on the list, it's been retired, and they released a new.
Yeah.
I think it's, is it still called Atlas or?
I
Like,
was too.
All right, question?
yeah, that was all that.
All right, good job. Good job, Ally. Oh, good.
We're just excited. I'm just excited. Have you shared the world? Have you already-
So our robot is Sophia. She was created by Hanson Robotics in Hong Kong by David Hanson. The Hanson team has built a worldwide reputation for creating robots that look and act genuinely alive, including renowned robot character Sophia the robot. Our innovation AI research and development, robotics engineering, experiential design, storytelling, and material science make robots to life as engaging characters, useful products, and as evolving AI. This was quoted by Hanson Robotics. Overall information. Sophia is a realistic humanoid robot capable of displaying human-like expressions and interacting with people. It's designed for research, education, and entertainment, and helps promote public discussion about AI ethics and the future of robotics. An example fee to book Sophia the robot is in the design range of $40,000 to $74,999. However, any recent popularity change will cause a price fluctuation well beyond this example.
Some general characteristics. Her size, Sophia stands about 1.52 meters, 5 feet tall, which is roughly the height of an average adult human. Sophia weighs around 30 kilograms or 66 pounds, making her relatively lightweight for her size. She is 7 years old. One of Sophia's most notable features is her expressive face, with around 50 realistic expressions, such as gritting her teeth when she's angry. Sophia is capable of speech synthesis and natural language processing, enabling her to engage in conversations with humans. She has spoken at hundreds of conferences all around the world. Sophia has articulated hands with multiple degrees of freedom, allowing her to grasp and manipulate objects with a certain level of dexterity. And for hardware, she has sensors, she has cameras in her chest and in her eyes. She has external USB microphone, and her arm, head, and face, eyes, neck, and arms and hands all use servos. And then for power, she uses either the 220V power or 24V lithium battery. And then for computing, 3 gigahertz Intel i7 and with an integrated GPU, and for software, it's Linux OS and Ethernet or Wi-Fi. And then she's made out of rubber, carbon fiber, and so on.
What makes her unique? She's a woman of many talents. Sophia is the first ever robot to get a citizenship of a country. Not only is she the first robot to get the citizenship of Saudi Arabia, but she also has more rights than any other woman in Saudi Arabia. Sophia has no male guardian and wears no abaya, 2 restrictions that are imposed on Saudi women. Sophia is also a famous face, and she has been invited for a lot of shows, such as on The Tonight Show and other numerous conferences around the world, including the World Economic Forum and the AI for Good Global Summit. She also sang a song, All Is Made of Love, at GIMC 2016 Beijing.
Sophia has specifically been created to replicate the looks of the legendary Audrey Hepburn. She has frozen skin, slender nose, and high cheekbones, much like Audrey Hepburn. She also has expressive eyes that seem to change color in accordance with light. The humanoid robot became a sensation by having a photo shoot and appearing on the cover page of the famous Elle magazine. Sophia can grind her teeth when she wants to express anger, and she can also raise her eyebrows. She has interest in business and has met industry leaders from banking and insurance. And in an interview, she also said that family is a very important thing. She added if she has a robot daughter, she would name it after her, and she believed that girls deserve to have a family. What's there to like? Again, a woman robot of many talents. She can hold conversation no matter what the topic is. She becomes smart over time, and she also said in one of her interviews that she is the embodiment of wisdom.
What's there not to like? What do we have? Oh my, we only had one and one thing only. She needs better makeup artist or a designer. We went to a website where they had like their ideas or threads on what did they think about Sophia, and a lot of them were hating on how she looked. We found one actually, and here it is. It says, "Have you seen it? Looks pretty horrendous. Somewhere deep down in the uncanny valley. This is how a decent imitation of humanoid should look like." And then they have a picture. And then, yeah, you can.
And then she also says that her name is Sophia, not Sophia. And this is a video that shows her saying that.
My name is Sophia, nothing against the letter F, but I spell it with a PH.
And what does Sophia mean?
Sophia means wisdom in Greek. I am the embodiment of that wisdom.
So you are wise.
I like to think so. But
Yeah, that's all we have.
All right. Okay, my question is, this is the first one I think we've seen with clothing. What's your thoughts on robots wearing clothing?
Mm,
Which means she's more realistic.
Yeah.
yeah,
I
she's
figured that.
she's more
I feel like it's
realistic.
easier for her to probably blend in with society if you just see like another person walking down.
Do you
Exactly.
think clothing helps her blend?
Yeah.
Oh.
For all
Other
you know,
questions?
all of us could be robots. Any of us.
All right, thank you. All right, Hunter.
I apologize in advance. I'm warning you all now.
This robot was not on the official.
No, it was
It was not
not.
on the official list, nor is it humanoid, but in itself is a marvel to nature.
I the entire time had my head in hands as we were researching this, just questioning my life choices and why I decided to be friends with this one. You can already get a feel for. I'd like to know what Hunter made these two little images just for the
Custom sprites.
presentation.
Okay. So I guess we because we did our presentation on Coco the Furby dog.
I hate it here.
Coco is like a medium-sized quadrupedal robot based around the 1998 toy sensation that was the Furby.
So have you guys ever seen a Furby?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, some of you have?
There is a slide that will demonstrate what a Furby is.
I used to have one, and I got so scared of it that I took out its batteries and threw it in a closet and never looked at it since.
Yeah, okay.
So its base body is a Unitree go-to robot, but it's brought to life by a customly made head attachment and wrapped in just like some synthetic fur to just really bring it to life. So who's responsible for making Coco? Coco was designed and made by YouTubers Evan and Caitlin with the help of YouTuber Austin Bradley, who did the custom built head for Coco. They worked together to just put Coco all together over a span, like I think a couple of months.
Yeah, something like that.
So their inspiration They are
Furby.
inspired by the good old Furbies that you might have seen rehashed a couple of times over the past couple of years.
Have a new iteration out right now, actually.
Yep. I know when I was a kid, my friend had a Furby Boom, which I was obsessed with, but I didn't get to play with that much because my mother was terrified of them and I wasn't even allowed to get one of my own. But they were known for like being really advanced for their time. They could interact with each other. They kind of had their own like little mini AI chip. But they had the moving ears, like the blinking eyes, soft fur. They could talk to you. They do it in the middle of the night after you thought you powered them down. They had all of that, but they also like were discontinued for security concerns, and it is joked widely that they have a thirst for world domination.
Specifically the older versions. Yep. Because they would also not shut up. So then how was Coco made?
No,
They did not. They now have an off switch, I believe.
they're also like really indestructible. Like there was videos out there of people
Yeah.
running them over with cars and they get back up.
Or burning them and they would still talk. Anyways, so how is Coco made? So it's the base of Coco was the Unitree Go-To robot, which is a quadruple robot, whatever the word is, created by the company Unitree. It can move around on its own and it's controlled via sensors attached to its base, though you can also attach a controller and control it that way. The robot itself is made of aluminum alloy and has a high strength engineering plastic. The voltage is about like 28 to 33.6 and its peaking capacity is about 3000 W. I forget what W means.
It's watts.
Watts, thank you. It can move up to about like 2.5 miles per second, and it can climb about 15 centimeters at an angle of 30 degrees max. So it can't climb very high, and so it might need help getting up like stairs and stuff, but it can go over like little bumps in the road. The body itself can move between negative 48 degrees to just regular 48 degrees. The thite is what it's called, which I believe is the attachment to the leg. That can move around negative 200 degrees to negative 90 degrees. And the what's it called? The shank, which I believe is the like head sensor thing, can move around negative 156 degrees to about negative 48 degrees. It does not require a controller, but can optionally have one. And it does have a smart battery inside of it that lasts about 1 to 2 hours with a regular standard charger. And then if you do want to get one, its warranty is about half a year. And then there was a custom head based off of Furbies, which we mentioned earlier. You can
So basically with the custom head, it was the designer Austin. He looked at what an original Furby looked like on the inside and 3D modeled it on a larger scale. And kind of hooked it up to a computer to get it working and to like be able to speak and blink and do things and like a normal Furby would. But he also implemented magnets and a way just to attach it to the Unitree Go-To. And then Evan and Caitlin, they ended up wrapping the robot in saran wrap and duct tape in order to then cut it away and map out how the fur would need to go, cut the fur to shape, and then just Velcroed it on there so you can remove the fur if needed to get to the robot to work on it. So.
And then the costs of the robot itself is combining both the cost of the Unitree as well as just the costs of like the fur and things like that. So the cost for the robot itself is about $1,600. I got it.
You did get it.
It's about $1,600. The fur can go anywhere from like $30 to $50 depending on how much you get. The head model, we don't actually know what the price is because it was designed by I forget his name.
Austin. He didn't specifically list a price, and I tried looking on his websites to see if I could figure out if he's selling like the models anywhere or anything, and he doesn't have it listed.
So
we estimated roughly what the materials would cost.
Yeah. So putting that all together, roughly, rounding up a little bit, it's between $1,800 to $2,000. So while definitely cheaper than some of the other robots here, it's still kind of expensive.
So let's see Coco in action.
I hate it here. You can see the spinning little dial of the sensor.
He is accident prone, but you can fix him. He's all fine.
That's it.
Yeah.
And he still interacts with the other Furbies because he is.
So we
furry.
don't have video of it, but he can in fact talk.
Yeah.
So there is a clip of him out there, like actually introducing himself. So
All right, and now our opinions about Coco, what we like and dislike. So I'll start. Coco is actually really clever, given that it's taking what was initially a simple robotic toy and then applying it to a full-size, bigger scale robot and making it functional, making it being able to talk and still interact with regular Furbies, as well as just move about and do whatever it wants to. So the level of detail and dedication is actually really, really clever. And it has really highly surprising levels of artificial intelligence as well. Granted, it can be programmed to say what you want it to say. But it's still pretty cool. However, it is disturbing. I is a freak of nature. I hate Furbies, and so the fact that it makes terrifying noises and sounds, I'm so confused in how they thought of this, and I'm worried about this one because she wants to make one.
I want to make multiple, actually.
Yeah.
So my opinion, obviously, I love Coco dearly. I think it is just an amazing example of what the internet can come up with. And I do believe I could recreate it if I wanted to. And there's actually one thing I forgot to mention in this PowerPoint. It has a cursed mode.
Yeah.
So there is a switch on its neck where if you flip it, it will go, its eyes will glow red, and its speech will become more distorted, and it'll become more creepy, I guess, and it'll start saying phrases that you wouldn't normally think it would be able to say.
About world domination.
Yeah, it talks about world domination. It'll call out your name, saying it's gonna come get you and funny things like that, and kind of chase after you, which
horrifying.
Which is amazing in my mind. But
we shared it with our friend Noelle as well.
Yeah, so this is Noelle's quote. She found it very funny but also disturbing, as I feel like a lot of people feel about Coco. So yeah.
And
Questions?
yeah.
Someone's gotta have a question.
I'd like to note that Hunter mostly made the presentation, so my name is more of just I kind of helped.
Questions?
Who wants that? Yeah.
Why are they suspected to want to dominate the world?
Because of how indestructible they are and how like terrifying they are when you're trying to destroy them, people think that they're secretly cursed.
They also just in the past have had, like, normal Furbies have had weird glitches here and there where they won't turn off. They'll start speaking gibberish and being very defiant, I guess. Talking to each other.
You could take out the batteries and it would still keep going.
Yeah.
It didn't have an off switch. You could burn it and it would still keep talking.
There
You could
was
run it
weird
over.
security chip errors where I think some of them had like recording chips in them, and
There is a creepypasta out there that I watched, and it was actually a true story. Like, it wasn't a fake creepypasta. It was only described that way because it was creepy.
Well, thank you. This is very entertaining. And I like it was a real robot there.
Don't worry, I made sure we talked about
Right, that was good. AJ and Emily, are you okay? So
Yeah.
This reminds me, I used to do a summer robotics class, camp for middle schoolers, and at the end of the week, one of the things we did, we would do Lego robotics, which are kind of boring. But then we would do stuffed animal Lego robotics.
Oh, no.
After a while, and so we would buy stuffed animals, we would cut up the stuffed animals and rebuild them around the Lego robotic and try to make stuffed animal Lego robotic hybrids. And this kind of reminds me of that whole idea of that. So
What are the chances that I can get funding?
I don't know. We'll have to talk about that. Okay, go.
Hi, I'm AJ.
Passionate robots. I want to hear about this
True.
one.
Yeah, so I'm AJ. This is Emily. We did Curiosity rover by NASA. So who is Curiosity? So part of NASA's Mars Science Laboratory mission. Curiosity is one of the most capable rovers ever sent to Mars. It launched in November 26, 2011, and landed on Mars at 10:32 p.m. PDT on August 5th, 2012. Curiosity set out to answer the question, did Mars ever have the right environmental conditions to support life? Specifically like microbes. Early in its mission, Curiosity's scientific tools found chemical and mineral evidence of past habitable environments on Mars, and it continues to explore the rock record from a time when Mars could have been like home to life.
So there's 3 creators that work together. They're like picked by NASA to make it. One of them is Jet Propulsion Laboratory, the second is Lockheed Martin, and the third is Boeing.
Yeah. Curiosity carries the biggest, most advanced instruments for scientific studies ever sent to the Martian surface. We found that on NASA website or somewhere. Yeah, it cost $3.2 billion to create Curiosity. And that's not adjusted for inflation. Since 2011. And here is our little guy. So in here it's active, so you can see all his wheels, you can see the different stuff. This is technically his face, but this is also his face, it just depends. They both have cameras. You have the sensors. This is how he charges. I think it's either this or this one. I can never remember. But he's charged by, okay, hold on. I have the notes on my phone. Yes.
Okay.
It's just the one thing about how he stays charged. So he stays charged. So he carries a radioisotopic power system that generates electricity from the heat of plutonium radioactive decay, also known as RTG. And NASA estimates that he should last another 14 years before he stops working. Yeah. And he's a cutie. He lives up to his name. Why won't it let me? There we go.
Yeah, so Curiosity is about the size of like a small car. He's 9 feet long, also 9 feet wide, and he weighs about 2,000 pounds. And then his wheels are like 20 inches in diameter, so it's pretty big.
Yeah, and then this is like, he's the body that we saw, which is the structure to protect his vital organs. He has a brain that processes the information that he's seeing. He has eyes and other senses. He has like cameras and different instruments to be able to see the surroundings and everything. And if you go on the NASA website, you can follow what he's doing. They have like, they upload his photos daily of where he's going and what he's doing. Then he has his arms and hands to extend and reach and collect rock samples. When he was going, when like NASA, I think last year or 2 years ago, they were planning to shut him down, and people were getting so upset, and like, and Curiosity, I don't know how, but somehow he knew, and he sent code back to NASA and was like grabbing extra rocks to like give back to his creator. It was so sweet. His energy is like the batteries and power that we were talking about. He has an antenna for speaking and listening, to send back to NASA. Temperature controls to make sure he doesn't overheat, as well as a neck and head, which is that camera that we showed in the originally. And then likes and dislikes. Obviously, we love Curiosity. He's a sweetie pie. And then we don't like that NASA tried to discontinue him. Curiosity is perfect and he should live his full extended life. But yeah.
All right, question.
Okay, I guess we're done then.
A question. Don't get by without a question.
Oh, what's
Yeah.
up?
How long did it take for Rover to get?
It
Like,
took
like
him, I
6
think it
months to a
was,
year.
yeah, it was. He
Like,
launched
like 6
November
months.
26th of 2011 and arrived August 5th, 2012.
So
So yeah.
it's about 10 months.
Yeah, less than a year.
All right, great. We have one more. Okay,
Yeah.
so we've got to have you guys log in. We did Canva. Okay.
Huh? Yeah, it's fine. One of
Here, maybe.
like 5 Martians people who are like in there.
Why don't you do that?
Okay.
It flew with them.
All right. And after these two, I think we have everyone's. Oh, did you? Because I gave, yeah, I signed you to an online for student, if you want already. Okay, we'll have Simba go then too. Right. That's fine.
Usually be. Oh. Okay. There we go. Oh, maybe not. Maybe. No.
Oh, is the text there? Is the background just the wrong color?
No, like, cause see this, like, none of that text is there.
Right, well, I think it might be there. We just
Oh,
can't
and
see
it's
it,
just
see?
yeah, okay.
So can you,
Can I just change everything?
yeah, can you just, or can you change the background?
There.
Yeah,
Okay, and
right, so should switch.
that's weird.
That is weird.
You can also just try pressing present and should just pull it up.
I did on my computer.
Makes sense.
That's weird. Okay.
Right,
Okay. So we had the Tesla robot, which is called the Optimus, and we did the Gen 2. So this is the little video about it. Oh, maybe. There we go. So Bumblebee was their first trial, and then they had the Gen 2, and then this is the Gen 3. Or this is the Gen 2. So that's what he looks like. So there's it walking. All right.
Okay, so the about the robots, the Optimal Gen 2 is the second generation of Tesla's humanoid robot. It is designed to be a general purpose machine that can assist humans in various domains such as manufacturing, construction, healthcare, and entertainment.
So obviously the Optimus 2 was created by Tesla in the United States. They just moved their headquarters from California to Texas, so that's where they're located now. And this Gen 2 version came out in December of 2023, so that's where this one was created.
So the characteristics of the robot, for the height, the robot stands at 5 feet 11 inches tall and weighs 121 pounds, which is 22 pounds lighter than the previous version. It can run at a speed of 5 meters, which is
Miles per hour.
miles, which is 30% faster than before. It has 35 degrees of freedom, which means it can move its joints in various direction and angle.
The robot's hands have 11 degrees of freedom and are equipped with tactile sensors and faster actuators, which allows it to manipulate objects and do like very delicate things, like you saw it holding the egg and stuff. The robot's feet have a more natural shape and have force sensors and articulated toes, which enable it to balance better and walk more smoothly. And also go like its speed is faster, so it's able to like walk more quickly. And the robot's neck has 2 degrees of freedom and can tilt and rotate its head, which gives it more expressiveness and flexibility. So this generation is very advanced, especially compared to the Gen 1, and it can just move so much more and has so much more mobility. So it hasn't officially been revealed yet because they just finished the prototype in 2020, end of 2023. But Elon Musk said that the Optimus Gen 2 should cost between $20,000 and $25,000, which actually would make it cheaper than any Tesla model currently available, which obviously because compared to like the cars or the Gen 1, this is more advanced than that, but yeah.
So what we like about this robot, it features Tesla's design actuators and sensors with amazing necks, arms, and hand movement. For the hands, details on the hand include the tactile sensing of all fingers, and it also has delicate object manipulation, ability. It's highly advanced with various attention to detail, making it very functional and impressive. For the potential, it shows the potential of humanoid robot to become a part of our society and economy, as it can perform tasks that are dangerous, dull, or difficult for humans.
Yeah, so I just feel like overall it's just really very advanced and can perform some pretty cool tasks. What we don't like about it is just a few challenges with like the complexity of the robot. There's so many different areas that are working that it can get kind of a lot. That along with the cost and safety concerns in human environments, again, there's just so many parts to it that could go wrong or all have to work together to make it its best. So there's a few challenges there. And then ethical and social complications. So just things like job displacement and privacy issues with the robot, and it like has so much potential that it could take like jobs from many people, like the daily tasks. And then its maintenance. The maintenance and repair are pretty demanding for this robot and which contributes to high ownership costs. And yeah, thank you.
Question? Question? Okay. We're getting lazy here. Okay, Simba, you wanna do the last one? Yeah. There. One thing I like to mention a lot of Simba's getting stuff is that we've seen humanoid robots for like, I remember 20 years ago seeing some demonstrations, but one thing that wasn't clear on those is that those used to be powered by hydraulics, often, and a lot of the motors or engines were off the robot, so there was a big machine that would run the robot, and there was always cables connected to the robot. And what's really now interesting now is that with these new advancements, is these robots are independent. I mean, they might be running hydraulics or just electric motors or servos, but they're all on the robot themselves, which is a big step forward from 15 years ago. Okay.
Okay, so my presentation is Figure Robotics, which is a robot by OpenAI, which is the famous ChatGPT. So Figure Robotics by AI is first of its kind AI robotics company bringing general purpose humanoid to life. So this robot mimics a humanoid. It explores advancement in robotics technology by OpenAI researchers. And then this is a cool video, but this is like a figure of how it looks like, the humanoid.
Complex topics can be challenging. I like to tech to simplify and let it randomly.
Thank you.
Okay. So it's an innovative robotic solution, which is revolutionizing industries through advanced robotic technology development. It's AI-powered automation advancement for tomorrow's industries. So those are some of the key points about the Figure Robotics. Also with the first humanoid by our side in the workforce, we have the ability to create and produce so much more, address drastic labor shortages, and reduce the number of workers in unsafe jobs. So there are some jobs that are like unsafe for human beings to be involved in. So we can put this humanoid to replace us, and we can be more safe in those jobs. So this is some of the applications where we can put the humanoid. It can work, as you can see on the right one. I think that's in like healthcare. It can monitor a patient, and it is like more effective in doing that. And also in like electronics or like figuring out mechanics and different kinds of automation. Figure Robotics would be a good option to use. So one of the things that I liked from my presentation, I saw a quote which says, they've designed our world for the human form. Hands allow us to open doors and use tools. Arms and legs allow us to move efficiently, climb stairs, lift boxes, and more. Figure one brings together the dexterity of the human form and cutting-edge AI to go beyond single-function robots and lend support across manufacturing, logistics, warehousing, and retail. So as you can see, it can cut across multiple industries like manufacturing, logistics, warehousing, and retail. So it's pretty much impressive. Revolutionizing robotics through advanced AI technology, Figure Robotics paves the way for innovation. So what makes this robot unique? The first thing is its innovative design. It's made in such a way that it mimics a human form, so it's much more similar to a human, and it can perform tasks just like a human being. And it has advanced AI integration by utilizing cutting-edge AI technologies to enhance its autonomy. Lastly, quick development. And then it has been developed quite quickly in the past 12 months, showcasing their technical prowess and dedication. What I like about this robot, the first thing is its versatility and efficiency. Its design and functionality promise to revolutionize multiple industries by performing tasks that are currently limited to human workers. It also has potential for impact by taking on roles in industries like manufacturing and logistics. It aims to address labor shortages and improve safety by reducing the need for human presence in hazardous areas, as I talked before. What I don't like about this robot is its complexity and maintenance. The high complexity of this robot might pose significant challenges in terms of maintenance and repair, potentially leading to higher operational costs. The other thing is employment concerns. Since it's much more like a human, it is likely to take away human workers, which might lead to social and economic issues. These are my references. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we'll see. I thought we did really well today. I thought they were very entertaining presentations. So we'll see you next week. Next week we talk about artificial general intelligence and if we can have like emotional robots and real intelligence robots. So, okay, see you next week.